While we are waiting, we have so many wonderful women joining from Farah. Where are you joining from? You are moving around so much.
California.
California. Okay, Alvin is joining from Suffolk County, and Daphne, I'm sure, as well from Suffolk County.
My heart in Suffolk County.
Your heart in Suffolk County. And
And so
I
you're
have
in Grand Central.
and I have some colleagues from my work, and Catherine works in Nassau Community College, and Hannah is joining from Harlem, and Shanti, you're joining from Elmhurst. And Tina is joining from Flushing, and Eugene is joining from Hempstead, and Unju is joining from Woodside. Am I right? And Kiana is joining from Rosalind. Yes. And Joelle, where are you joining from?
I'm in Valley Stream, Nassau
Valley
County.
Stream. Yes, Nassau County. And the Pastor Joshua Chung is joining from New Hyde Park. So,
Sure.
how you been, Kenneth? How are you?
Oh, God.
Kenneth? Okay. So, all right. So, we can make an essential agreement. We will be letting people in. And I haven't seen first speaker, who is Dr. Julissa. First speaker. Ila, how are you? Kenneth, I haven't seen you in a while. Yes, we'll make music soon. So can we just have a blessing from Reverend Joshua Jung? I wasn't sure whether he were able to join or not. And several people have a meeting at 7 o'clock. I know all your agendas.
You do.
And schedules, because these are all my dear friends joining. Okay, so Reverend Jung, can you just pray for us?
All right, I'm sorry, I'm still at work at a clinic. Just it was a busy day, so I'm a little late. But let me say a blessing.
Yes.
Loving, gracious God, in the midst of challenges and struggles, we know that there's always brighter stars in the darkness and the brighter morning. And we pray for the daybreak, which will bring new hope and new life and new vision and new perspective. And it is especially special, Lord, as we celebrate the month of women, a Women's Month, Lord. And we just pray that you will continue to guide their hearts, give them the courage they've always had, that their courage, that their vision flower, bloom, and bear fruits, Lord, to be nurturing, to be protective, and to promote growth and transformation in their communities, in their faith communities, and wherever they are serving and leading. Bless this hour. In your precious name, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. I'll be doing a solo in your church on Easter morning, so
Look
personally
forward to it.
we'll see you. Okay, so Gus is my right-hand man, as well as Multicultural Council of New York, technology person. And so he will start this project, which I call it project because hopefully this will lead to something greater later. And we've been established since 2012, but this is the first time we are celebrating women. Welcome, Dr. Julissa. Okay, so you can take now. Gus.
Okay, dear.
Welcome to the Multicultural Council of New York's Women's History Month 2021 presentation. The Multicultural Council of New York's mission is to develop projects that promote the arts in education and communities, inclusive of fine artists, performing artists, and students who study the arts and promote expressions of human rights for women and girls that reflect harmony and understanding of cultural diversity.
Okay. Dear, did you want to say anything else?
No.
Okay. Then here we go.
It's Women's History Month 2021. The month-long celebration is a chance to acknowledge women's contributions to history, culture, and society, and has been observed annually in the month of March in the United States since 1987. From Abigail Adams to Susan B. Anthony, Sojourner Truth to Rosa Parks, women have been at the forefront of history-making moments in the United States. Our current history demonstrates to us that this leadership is no longer a rare occurrence, but in fact is increasing. With the examples of the 5 women who ran for president in the 2020 election, with the increased participation of women in Congress, it was clearly evident with the 470,000 who participated on the Women's March on Washington in 2017, and the other over 5 million people who participated in the marches in the U.S., let alone around the world. The Multicultural Council of New York wants to take this moment to promote some of the women in our local area who have, in their various and distinct choices, decided to think globally but act locally. Our selection includes health educators, community activists, and public servants. We will include short stories about their pursuits and how they have decided to make a difference in the lives of those around them. First of all, Dr. Julissa, a board-certified naturopathic. She's an accomplished author, a television and radio personality, and an international speaker on health matters. Next, Charlene Thompson, Esquire, Commissioner of the Community Development Agency for the Village of Hempstead, and finally, Valdelice Rice, an activist here on Long Island, as well as in her home country of Brazil. Dr. Julissa will speak with us today on the various origins to what many of us experience in our everyday lives, depression. She will define both the underlying origins and circumstances as well as incidental markers and traits. Further, she will discuss the many solutions available to remedy this condition and their pros and cons.
I have asked to speak on this magnificent forum, and I am Dr. Julissa, and empowering people to experience an epic health journey is what I absolutely love to do, and have been doing so for over 20 years as a board-certified naturopathic doctor. Finding the actual root cause of people's health challenge is where my focus is, so that they can experience true epic health and healing. My certification comes from the ANMCB, the American Naturopathic Medical Certification Board. I'm also a member of the ANMA, the American Naturopathic Medical Association. I'm also an author that's published books in English and Spanish. An international speaker, speak in obviously English, Spanish, and French for speaking engagements, and also a television and radio personality. I have 2 radio shows on WGLRO.com radio and Source Radio Network, SRM Live TV, yet am most known as the resident naturopathic doctor of 98.7 KISS FM, the nationally syndicated radio show, The Michael Baisden Show. And so let's get right into our topic, my friends. Beating depression naturally, achieving happiness, calm, stability, and eliminating fears. And I will be referencing articles that I've written regarding depression, and also PowerPoint presentation that I will be actually verbally sharing here with all of you today. So when it comes to depression, know that it is known as the most common adult psychiatric disorder. Mood disorders affect over 21 million Americans, and since its debut in 1987 and 2011, over 20 million prescriptions for Prozac were filled. That's way too many, my friends. Today, that number is well over 37 million prescriptions since its debut. Now, is this just a mental problem, depression? Absolutely not. So since we know that depression is not necessarily just a mental health problem, what is it in actuality? Well, it's categorized in two parts. First of all, number one, depression is categorized by underlying origins and circumstances. And number two, incidental markers and traits. One of these points regarding the 6 main underlying origins and circumstances for depression, and the 6 main incidental markers and traits for depression. So let's get right into the 6 main underlying origins and circumstances for depression. I hope that all of you have pen and paper. This is crucial information that's going to help you understand what the reasons behind depression are. So number one, main underlying origin and circumstance for depression, the death or severely great loss of a spouse or child, profound grief or inability to express grief. That's number one. Number two, unexpressed, accumulated anger and or aggression against others or oneself, which is turned. Number three, improper negative actions and behaviors that were learned in childhood. Moving on, number 4 of the 6 main underlying origins and circumstances for depression, deficiencies and imbalances such as biochemical imbalances. One example of that is an imbalance of copper within the body, involved with neurotransmitter, nutrient, and other amino acid deficiencies. Hypothyroidism, very much underlooked, low thyroid, which is too often today misdiagnosed as depression. And number 6, depression induced by drug use. These, my friends, are the 6 main underlying origins and circumstances for depression. Now let's go into the second category, the 6 main incidental markers and traits for depression. Number 1, addiction to sugar or alcohol. I've noticed that over time and time again. When I've treated people with depression, I've noticed a common pattern of people truly having an addiction to sugar and alcohol. The addiction to alcohol is also the same, the addiction to sugar, and it's to the point of dependency. There also is the other extreme, hypoglycemia and low blood sugar imbalances. That can be an incidental marker for depression. Number 2, intolerance of prescription drugs or addiction to the same. These are most definitely known as incidental markers and traits for depression. So continuing with the incidental markers and traits for depression, I hope again that you're taking notes. Number 3 is food or chemical allergies. Yes, this can cause an emotional state of depression within a person. Number 4, hormones. My friends, hormonal imbalances resulting from and or related to childbirth, premenstrual syndrome, PMS, or menopause can most definitely thrust a woman into a state of depression. And number 5, constant negativity. How many people out there know people that are constantly negative? Well, constant negativity, negative emotions resulting from the inability to cope with daily stresses and intense, prolonged stress can bring upon depression in a person. And number 6 of the main incidental markers and traits for depression, this one may shock you, mercury in the body. Yes, heavy metal poisoning. And you have to also consider going back 3 generations on the maternal side, great-grandmother, grandmother, and mother. If any of them had fillings, mercury fillings, they passed on some of that toxicity to you while you were a fetus. So mercury fillings are linked to manic depression, according to research from the Journal of Orthomolecular Medicine. So how do you know if what you're having challenges with is truly depression? Well, here is some information and even some questions that you can kind of ask yourselves to know if that really truly is your challenge. First of all, 1 in 5 Americans will suffer a depression episode at some point in their life. Over 28 million Americans are on antidepressant medication to help them control depression symptoms. And the key word here is that it only works on symptoms. It never actually helps a person to heal and overcome the challenges of depression. And then the side effects, my friends. I'm going to share with you here the side effects of these addictive drugs that never help the person to heal from depression. And sharing now with you the side effects of the addictive drugs and antidepressants that are prescribed. Here we go. Write this down. Low sex drive, my friends. That is one of the biggest complaints that I've received from patients that come to me yearning and desiring.
Several people ask to raise the body.
I did.
Low libido, low sex
I
drive.
did.
Next, liver
Yes.
overload damage. Next, nausea, lightheadedness, dizziness, dry mouth, dry eyes, insomnia, and headaches. And these are only some of, for example, Prozac's side effects. So is that really a good choice for all of you to take if you are suffering from depression? And here's more shocking information. The majority of today's antidepressants are linked to suicide risk, particularly in young patients. This is something that we need to correct, my friends. Numerous other studies link popular antidepressants like imipramine and amitriptyline to increased suicidal thoughts and aggression that were not present before the drug was used. So my friends, let's consider that there are other options. I have been in practice for well over 20 years and have seen time and time again how taking a natural approach very quickly helps a person to feel more balanced, feel more grounded. And let's discuss, for example, the questions that you may want to ask yourself to know if you are one or a loved one is suffering from depression. Now, you may be suffering from depression if you answer yes to 2 or more of the following questions and signs. Are you ready? Here we go. Have you experienced significant weight loss associated with loss of appetite, or are you eating in excess with new weight gain? Next, are you sleeping excessively? Feel sad and down, lethargic, negative, pessimistic, and worthless when you're awake? Next, are you constantly feeling as though you're going non-stop, going a mile a minute at one moment and then exhausted the next? Continuing with signs that let you know if you are suffering. Going on to the 4th question. Are you feeling unenthusiastic, have a loss of pleasure or interest in tasks or activities that you used to enjoy? Next question, has your libido or sex drive decreased? Next, have you been feeling extremely low energy to the point of doing almost nothing an entire day? Do you consume more alcohol than you used to in order to drown your sorrows? Do you feel continued guilt or self-condemnation or self-reproach? And next question, are you having trouble concentrating or thinking? And are you more forgetful lately? And the last 4 questions, have you been experiencing anxiety, panic, and or paranoia attacks or hallucinations accompanied by heart palpitations, headaches, sweating? Next, are you feeling most times angry, irritable, experiencing recurring problems with your friends and family members? Next, have you started to self-meditate or taking more and more mood-altering drugs or antidepressants? And last question, do you feel alone, isolated from others, with constant recurring thoughts of death and dying or suicide? If you've answered yes to 2 or more of the past questions that I've just asked, then you may be suffering from major depression. Now, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, depression is a major disorder that needs attention, and most of us will feel the blues from time to time. But know that there are numerous people that have come to beat depression naturally and have felt that they can experience a fulfilled and empowered life once again, to where they feel a life of happiness, calm, love, and joy. And that is what I'm here to help you accomplish. Reach out to my live agents available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where you will hear a kind voice on the other line, and you can speak to them to schedule either an in-office appointment with me in one of my offices, my home office being, for those that are in the New York City area, on Park Avenue, just 2 blocks from the Empire State Building, once again. And also, for those of you that wish a telehealth consult, I do hold telehealth consultations via Zoom or via phone, and that toll-free 800 number where you can reach my agents is 866-582-7603. You can also reach me on my website at drjulissa.com. That's drjulissa.com.
COVID-19 brings opportunities. That's how Green and Experience was born. greenandexperience.etsy.com is founded by young man who was not able to pay $5,000 rent in New Jersey pizzeria. He was in the corner, no solutions. But with the creativity, he created a company, and that's where he will have many products that's for vegan friendly. And at this time, we will randomly select 5 people and give away this product. And at the end, you just contact me and give me your address, and it will be delivered to your house directly. So, my right-hand man, Gus, are you ready? Randomly selecting
Yes, I am.
5 participants.
Let me explain to the folks what's happening. Hang on a second. I have 25 screens running at the same time. Okay, what's happening is that it took all the people who registered and put them, brought it down to an Excel spreadsheet, and then I put them in order of whoever registered first and gave each one a number. And now I'm going to, and I'm not going to try and switch screens because it's going to get confusing. We had, up until about 10 minutes before it started, 38 people who registered. And so I'm going to now, I've got a random number generator. I have it set to start from number 1 going to 38, and I will generate a random number. Whoever that is on the screen will receive a brand new Porsche. I'm only kidding. Will receive something. It won't be a prescription to Prozac, I'll tell you that much. Okay. 1 second. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Somebody. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Number 32. Number 32
Hannah
is
Hong.
Hannah Hong.
Thank you, and then welcome Hannah Hong. Earlier, I could not answer your phone call. Thank you, and welcome, Hannah.
Would you like to do some more, dear?
Yes.
Okay. How many more? 2, 3?
4 more. 4 more.
4 more. Okay, you keep track. Next one is number 24. Jae-hee Yu. I think I
Not
see a
Jae-hee.
pattern here. Hannah Hong, Jae-hee, and probably the last one will be So Young. Anyway, let's.
Well, we need a little love in Asian community. Come on,
That's
guys.
true. That's true. That's true.
Maybe that's the way it was. That
Okay.
cusses.
Okay, so far 2. Here comes the third. Number 7, Christine Colligan.
Okay.
I don't think she's on here. If she's
No,
not here, she doesn't get the win. Okay? So the next one's going to be number 34, Rachel Lee. I don't think Rachel should receive it. What do you think?
She's not here.
And it's her father's product, so never mind. And the next one is number 27, Val. I don't think she's on yet, from Brazil.
Well, Val is guest speaker, and they automatically will be getting products.
So then we still have 3 to
They're
go.
already winners.
And we still have 3 to go then. Okay? Next one is 36, Suki Cantrell. But I haven't seen Suki.
Is Suki here? No, Suki?
But she's with Hannah. So Hannah can let her know. But if she's not here, forget it.
Okay, so we have.
We are watching all together. A lot of people.
Oh,
Oh,
Like
okay,
five
Suki,
people,
you
Amen.
won.
people. But
Okay,
we don't want to show all together picture.
okie dokie.
You know,
Okay.
okay, congratulations, Suki.
Okay.
like 7, 8 people, so they don't want to show their face. So that's why we cover video, and we're watching about 17 people here.
That's okay. Thank you. Okay, next one, because
Okay.
Kristen didn't come and Jae didn't come.
Okay. Number 16 is Catherine Cho. She is here.
She's here. She's the one who says, I can't hear.
Well, that's what she told you. That was somebody else that told me. And one more, honey, correct?
Yes.
Well, 17. Alice Lee. Is she here at all?
Alice, I did not get to remind her. I was starting reminding everybody 4 o'clock. She's not here.
Okay, last one, please. Here we go. Oh, we picked Rachel Lee again. That's not very random here. 1 second. Oh, we picked number 1. I know that guy. He's a great guy. His name is Gus. But I don't want one of these things.
Okay, we'll stop right now. So let me just go through. I have winners, Hannah Hong, and Suki, and Catherine. Okay?
Good.
So we'll continue now. We'll have another raffle later.
Okie dokie.
So we would like to, at this time, have
The commissioner.
commissioner.
Okay, here we go.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to participate in the Women's History Month program of the Multicultural Council of New York. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been a lawyer since 1995, and I am the Commissioner of the Community Development Agency in the Incorporated Village of Hempstead. I'm also a mom of 3 young people now. My eldest, Justina, is working on her master's in sustainability and environmental justice at the University of Pennsylvania. My son, Trevor, he just turned 19. He's finishing up his freshman year at the University of Hawaii and wants to become a marine biologist. My youngest, Jada, is a senior in high school. She's been accepted to 4 great colleges, and now we're working on which one is the best fit for her. She wants to study adolescent psychology. Now you may wonder, when did I decide I wanted to be a lawyer? It's an interesting story. My first job after graduating college was with the New York Public Interest Research Group. Most people call it NYPIRG. I was in charge of the Youth Voter Education Campaign. I traveled to high schools and colleges all across New York State. I would talk to them about the voting process, the importance of voting, and how, particularly in local elections, one vote could make a difference in the outcome. When I was at NYPIRG, we worked with a coalition of other groups to get laws passed to make registering to vote easier. We focused on the passage of the Motor Voter Bill. That would allow anyone who filled out forms in a New York State agency or a federal agency to just check a box if they wanted to be registered to vote. We went to Albany to speak with New York State senators and assembly members. We also traveled to Washington, D.C. to speak with members of Congress. On these visits, I noticed that many of the lawmakers also had law degrees. I felt so empowered when our bill passed. We actually changed the law. That's when I decided to go to law school. That was more than 30 years ago. I started working for the CDA, that's what we call my agency, in January of 2018. We are considered the economic engine of the village, and we help support businesses. We work to build up the downtown area, and we help to grow job opportunities. We will also work on developing housing. We might buy vacant lots or old houses and fix them up for families, those who live here already or people who may want to move to the village of Hempstead. I love helping people. I love supporting organizations that help people in our community. I sometimes get frustrated when people or organizations want to look out for their own interests rather than work together to support everyone. Let me think of what advice would I have for young people. My advice to young people would be explore lots of different things to find out what you're good at and to find your passion. Your passion. Your passion is what you would do if money was not an issue. What if your family won the lottery? Or a rich relative left you an amazing inheritance? After the excitement wore off and you have everything you wanted or needed, how would you spend your time? That could be your passion. The one thing that you were meant to do. Your purpose. The trick is doing what you love and then finding a way to sustain yourself and your family while doing what you love. Here at the CDA, I found my dream job, and I feel so very blessed that I actually get paid to do what I love to do. Another point of advice, one other thought is, don't worry about making mistakes. We all have made mistakes. Just work on doing better next time. Go out and live your very best life. Thanks so much for listening. I wish you all well. Until next time.
I just wanted to say that our motto is think globally and act locally. And it has never been more appropriate and more necessary. This last year has affected the world like no other thing in our lifetime. And here in the US, locally, we have also been affected in so many different levels. The divisions in our society have been torn apart, and on every level, our society is reeling from these effects. Hopefully, you will all join us as we work together to make our society better. And we look forward to your joining us and to continue working with us. So happy Lunar New Year, happy Passover, happy Easter, and we look forward to your continued support. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Linda Leaf is one of my board members. And Linda introduced us a special person, and we would like to have this time to recognize two special people. I know we are all special. At this time, I would like to call on Sharana Goldsmith in 2 minutes, talk about herself and 2021 Multicultural Council of New York. Would you like to recognize and honor her as a first responder? So would you please unmute? And Sharana Goldsmith, you have 2 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me here. I just want to talk a little bit about the work that I do. So I make wigs for women that are recovering from cancer, and I work directly with the non-for-profit Sharsheret. Sharsheret is a Jewish organization that supports women and families going through breast and ovarian cancer through support, education, and resources. And while they are a Jewish organization, we help any woman from any backgrounds across the country. And so it's been a real honor and privilege to be able to work with them with my company by providing them the wigs for these women to have some level of normalcy while they're going through treatment. In addition to that, I am a volunteer EMT in Brooklyn for the first all-female EMT organization, Ezras Nashim, which has been groundbreaking across America. I'm hoping to see more of it. And it's really, really wonderful to be able to give back to the community and to be able to meet other women and give back to them and inspire. So thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
You will be receiving special care package, and hopefully I will get to meet you one day, because I know you've been extremely busy.
Thank you.
And it was so hard for Linda to able to find you.
Here I am.
You've been so extremely busy, and it's first time I'm meeting you.
Well, thank you.
We would like to recognize you, and we will have your picture and your bio. Linda sent me, not you. Whatever she understands, I will have that in there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I would like to, at this point, call on Farah. And Farah will explain.
Wait.
Was born on the Nature Isle of the Caribbean, Dominica. Known for its biodiversity, culture, and large centenarian population. Dominica instilled in her a respect for nature, the environment, and the power of healthy living, and it was quite apparent why she became an environmental scientist. After much success in her industry, Farah found a growing need for community-based health education and founded Gaia's Essence. In the spring of 2007, she created an extensive product collection of loose teas and salt-free seasonings, which are featured in Whole Foods markets in the Northeast. A year later, the Gaia's Essence Women's Wellness Conference was created. The event originated from her passion to empower women in sustaining their optimum health.
Yeah.
Okay. Farah, can you unmute and
Thank you for that, everyone. I just first want to thank So Young for hosting such a special event for all of us, especially during this time where we are disconnected yet still connected virtually. So Young has been, I know I have 2 minutes. I'm going to try my best to wrap up within the 2 minutes. So Young has been a mentor of mine for over a decade. I met So Young at Dowling College a long time ago. And it was so funny that I met Gus first. And I was talking to Gus, and my company was actually doing a tea tasting at Dowling for alumni. And he was like, "You need to talk to my wife." And I was like, okay. And I talked to So Young, and we've been connected ever since. So Young is that person, I say she's an experience. When you meet her, you never forget her. And I'm humbled for the love that she's given onto me, myself, my family. I look to her, and I'm just in awe, because she continues to be of service to others. She continues to give up herself, her time, her energy, and we love you for that. I mean, a little snippet of Gaia's essence. I know you've heard a little bit about my bio, but I'm a scientist who started a company almost 13 years ago. And at the core of it, I really wanted to educate women about how their bodies was their first environment. And coming from research, and Charlene, listening to you about your children going into my field, it's very exciting to know that the next generation, they're passionate about the environment and understanding the essential of sustainability. So I would definitely want to connect with you so I could connect with them later. But Gaia's Essence is a platform where we welcome everyone. We welcome all women. And a lot of men ask me, why don't I have a men's conference? And I say, men are welcome. I have a husband, I love him, I have a son. But when women gather, it's something very special. And it's a conference where we really inspire you to be your best self. And we love what we do. And this year we're changing from a physical conference to a virtual conference. And we really bring in that warmth and that love that we've had in person to a virtual event. So I'm very excited to see how it transforms into a conference for women globally. Over the years, we've honored women, we've honored young ladies, and we've had a Women of Honor, which almost brings tears to my eyes when I see Linda here, because Linda is one of our past honorees. And the Women of Honor is really a place where we say, salute to the women who are making a difference in our community. They're the trailblazers, they're the ones who are in the forefront, and they're fighting for all of us. And the Women of Honor and our youth scholarship program, which So Young has worked with me very closely on, is we have a space where we say to the youth, if you're a great student, if you're a scholar, and financially you need support, we help you financially. So the youth program, as well as Women of Honor, is just a place where we continue to honor women. So I'm excited to be a part of the event today, So Young. It's actually my first event since the pandemic, where I'm actually connecting with other women on a larger scale than just my team. So know that I love each and every one of you, and my heart goes out to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your hair is long.
You have to unmute yourself there.
Your hair is long.
Do you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
What happened is that we had one day this bird come through our window and looking for food. And we used to have a bird, so we fed the bird. We don't know the gender yet. Absolutely been yapping whole time. So I have to constantly mute myself. And when the commissioner was talking and Dr. Julissa was talking, as he put, the bird is understanding and learning. Yak, yak. And it's still, I have another audience here. So I have to constantly mute myself. So do you hear me? So Farah, I would like to say that you and I have been gone since you have not even had a child yet.
Yeah.
And you have 2 children. And if some of you who are not familiar with the Oprah Winfrey's network, her son is honored.
That's Farrah's son, not Oprah's son.
No, I'm talking about Oprah's network television has a show, and that's where Farrah's son is. And I want you to later on find it out. I'm not going to give it out. So at this time, I would like to say, Farah, I am not always with you, but I'm with you in heart. So I would like to give $600 toward the scholarships that you are working on.
Oh, So Young, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, that's an honor. Thank you.
So, just now. So once you have an event coming up, I would like to offer you more so that. So now we're going to go to hear Val. And this is exciting because you will hear from Val Val is currently in Bahia, Brazil. Listen to her story.
Valdelise Reif, known as Val, was born in Brazil, educated in Sao Paulo and in Florida. She is an educator, a nanny, a caregiver, and a manager at Home Depot. She was singing in churches in Brazil and has sung in events and has recorded a CD in memory of her parents. In September 2009, she was diagnosed with uterine cancer. She is now healthy and lives in Freeport. With her grateful heart, she feeds the homeless, the poor, and the orphans in Guaratinga, Brazil, and is often seen feeding the needy and those without jobs and family on the streets of Hempstead and Freeport. She is now beginning to collaborate with her friend and fellow educator So Young on the Pen Pal writing project between the children of a school in Hempstead and one in Brazil. She truly believes in the power of prayer and that in giving, we receive.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Valdelise Reis. I am from Brazil and I live in New York for 29 years. And I grew up with a wonderful, wonderful, warm family. And music was the essence of our home. Mom and Daddy loved to sing, and we woke up with a morning service, and we closed the day with a wonderful evening service. Those days were so precious that looking back, at the time I didn't know how happy I was, how wonderful my life was, until I grew up and look back on time and remember how wonderful those days were. Now I live in New York and I work for the Home Depot, and I'm like an line manager, and my job is to help the young workers, supporting them and give them any help they might need. And I have a wonderful family, and my husband Paul and my daughter Kyla, they are the joy of my life. And recently I was asked by So Young what she could do to help with children in Brazil. And I'm an activist and I work with needed children. And she offered to help the children through the Multicultural Bridge Writing Program, sponsored by the Multicultural Council Program of New York. And what an honor it was to be involved. I'm honored and humbled for being involved in this wonderful program, the Pen Pal program, because writing opens our imagination to a new world, and also writing connects us with children from all over the world. And in a very short period of time, I was able to connect So Young with a music teacher in Brazil, and they FaceTime, and right now I'm in Brazil, and I was able to bring like material for children in here in Brazil, for young underprivileged children, and they will be able to express themselves through writing, and it's gonna be a wonderful time, especially that the connection between two different cultures opens the door to a new, different world. And the Hempstead, Maine, Jackson, Maine school was able to provide, through So Young, was able to provide material for the children. I brought in here, and they are delighted to receive the material. And I'm very honored and blessed to be part with this wonderful project. And I cannot thank you So Young enough to give me the honor of participating in this beautiful, wonderful project. You know, because as I said before, writing connects us with different cultures. And open the door for our imagination. We can do a lot of things through writing. We can express our feelings. We can go to places and visit places through our imagination when we write. And that is going to be impacted many, many children here in Brazil. And I can't wait to do more with So Young. And thank you, So Young. And God bless you, everyone. And let's keep working with our children all over the world and help them through this painful problem. Thank you. God bless you, everyone. See you next time. Bye.
So now we can have our Q&A time, and anybody particularly have some questions toward speakers, you may put in the chat, or you can just raise your hand, or you can unmute and then say, and we'll have maybe 2-3 questions we can accept before we raffle off another 5 care packages. And also anybody who did present today, Commissioner Thompson or Dr. Julissa, would you like to say words before we end? Commissioner Thompson, would you like to say something?
You know, this is, so I met, so Young and I have a very, very congruent history, because I actually came to her class to speak with her young students, not realizing that I also work with her son. And it's just been a privilege and a pleasure to be embraced by the organization. And I'm very honored to be invited to speak. I also have to say, Dr. Julissa, I took notes. I have teenagers, and I also had to do a wellness check for myself in the process as I was taking the notes. So I appreciate all the information that you shared tonight. These are very challenging times that we're all living through, but, and it's particularly difficult for young people. You know, when I look at my youngest, who's a senior in high school, her last year and a half has been remote learning during a pandemic, and she's a social butterfly. And so your words of wisdom and your guidance is, we're in a mental health crisis right now for so many of our young people. Imagine the people that went off to, my son's been, first time he's away from home, he's all the way in Hawaii, so far away from family. First time he celebrated his birthday away from family. He's very homesick, but he's gonna gut it out. But our young people need more help. And so whatever, through music therapy or whatever the organization can do to support our young people, they are struggling. And we need to circle our wagons to help them get through this time. You know, this is something that happens once in a generation, and they will be forever known as the generation that lived through this pandemic. And they're not okay. And we have to be okay in acknowledging that even as adults we struggle. Can we imagine what the young people who have yet to develop those coping skills are going through? And so having organizations like this that offer comfort through music. My daughter, my youngest daughter, loves to sing. That's one of her therapies. And so I'm very grateful and look forward to learning more and how I might be able to help continue to give back as well.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Julissa.
Thank you, Charlene, for sharing those beautiful words. Again, I'm honored to be able to share this information and that it was of help to all of you. It is a joy for me to be here with all of you. And Farah, my beautiful friend, and So Young, I met through Farah. Farah, as she said, holds the largest women's wellness conference in the country. And when she reached out to me after my presence for 9 years as the resident naturopathic doctor of the Michael Baisden Show, I was thrilled, honored, was a speaker at one of her events and met So Young. And we've been, I will call them my, natural health sisters.
So I'm honored, and I've been like a little sister with So Young, up and down New York City, events here, events there. I love it. I love it. Violins and cellos, and art and everything. I go to just about everything she invites me to, and I'm dying for you to come back to New York, Farah, and or me go over there for one of your events. I'd be thrilled.
My heart's still in New York, and for me, it's hard living in New York because my tribe is based in New York. But I'm really excited to really expand the conference globally. There are a lot of women who need the conference, and so for it to be a global event is very exciting.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. And Arlene, again, my heart goes out to obviously even your children that are far away from you and dealing with all of this, and more than you guys can imagine. I don't need to reiterate again with what you guys saw in the that I shared with all of you in the video that I did for So Young and Gus for this event. But know that it can be overcome. A lot of people are hurting. I can't tell you, last year in March, it was just zoom with anxiety, depression here, people bolting upright out of bed in the middle of the night, thinking that they were having a heart attack and it was a panic attack and such, and so many things. But they can be overcome. And in 25 years of practice, May 1st, I celebrate 26 years in practice. It's a beautiful thing to see, the epic health journey that I take with patients. And so I'm here for all of you. I'm honored to be of support. And thank you, So Young, for putting together such a beautiful event. I love to feel this energy. I'm very sensitive to all that wonderful energy. So thank you.
You're welcome. At this time, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I would like to see if Chris Waters can say a few words. She's coming from NAACP.
Hi, Chris. Good to see you, Chris.
I don't see her.
I see her there.
She's there, but I don't see her either.
Chris?
Farah, I just want to let you know I inboxed you. I chatted you my email. While we wait for Chris to hop on, my daughter Justina is a graduate teacher, and she works with elementary students and middle school students on community-based gardens in Philadelphia and food deserts. So I know she would love to connect.
Oh, I'm excited. I'll shoot you an email.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks for
Okay.
All right, honey, I've made a request for Christine to unmute and to start the video. She's not doing that. We are now at 7:03. We're not paying for this.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. I'm just saying, say few words, that we have to be respectful of other people's time. But I just wanted to say that some of the people who joined today represent certain organizations. So I am not picking someone because I think they are my friends. I would like to recognize Joelle Day, who's coming from Freeport, Hempstead. I live in Freeport, but I am legend to work in Hempstead. Joelle, would you like to say a few words?
No, I just want to say thank you very much for inviting me. So, Jung Lee, and I appreciated participating and hearing the wonderful advice that your speakers had to say. I think it's important for women and even sometimes men, believe it or not, to hear some of these, the information that we heard today that will help us mentally, emotionally, physically, you know, whether it's to take care of our mental health or to take care of our, what did Ms. Hutchinson say, you know, your environment, which is your body. I think it's very important. So thank you for letting me participate in this event. And
Thank you very much.
I hope you do more.
Thank you so much. Okay, Catherine Cho is a professor in Nassau Community College. Catherine, would you like to say a few words?
So thank you so much for our invitation. I always wondered, you know, all the volunteer works and all the organizations that you work in, but now I see. I thank you so much for inviting me and seeing all these wonderful women. So I'm very happy to be here. And I also I teach criminal justice at Nassau Community College, and so I'm actually seeing you guys maybe, and also possible guest speakers. So, and also I'm the co-chair for the Multicultural Fair at the college, and we have like a huge fair, which I invited So Young once, and you're definitely all welcome to come if you can. And so when we are open, you know, hopefully next year, but this time because it's remote, we're gonna do a drive-in movie. So if you're interested, let me know. So thank you so much.
Thank you for joining. Stella Sanchez, who is constantly supporting me. Stella, would you like to say a few words?
Well, Christine. Oh, here you go. You have to unmute yourself, Stella. There you go.
I am proud to see all of these women, young women, full of energy, really taking steps to change the world. And So Young, you've been changing the world since you saw the light of sun. Okay, and thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you very much. Stella is Hempstead Public Schools mentor and counselor, friend, and she's been leading bilingual and dual language department professional development classes, and she's joining from uptown New York.
Yes.
Okay, and Tina, would you like to say a few words? She's very close to me personally. Tina, Catarina.
Well, honey, you have Christine is here now.
Okay, thank you. Christine, say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, So Young, for inviting me to this women's event. I see that they're the outstanding people who are here, and I feel humbled to be among your company. And I just want to let you know, So Young is the person who invited me to become involved with the NAACP. I'd been a member before, but never involved in it so much. But So Young is the person who got me going. And we are now working towards equity for all youth. And I'm glad that we have this connection. And thank you for the hard work that everyone is doing on the part of our families and our children.
Thank you. Maylene?
Catarina's back now.
Oh, Catherine?
Although she just ran away.
Tina? Okay.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm trying to find her. 1 second. Oh, there you are.
Hello, Tina.
Hi.
Can you say what did you learn today, or how do you like about? You see me as your boyfriend's mother. But do you ever see me doing the work like this?
I mean, sometimes at your like the art galleries and things like that, it's definitely inspiring to watch you guys do stuff like this. It's definitely out of my realm, but it's definitely nice to see. And I definitely learned a lot from Dr. Ulissa, and I'm gonna reach out to her for sure.
Oh, anytime. I got the first ticket connection with her.
Oh, wonderful. I'm excited.
She hangs around in the Carnegie Hall with me. So thank you for joining. Tina is a math teacher in public school in New York City. I don't want to miss anyone. Hannah, would you like to say a few words? She's joining from K-pop.
Okay.
Porn Star Center of Harlem.
Hi, everybody. They don't want to show their faces, so they run away. Actually, we are music school. We teach young teenagers and around age 12 to like 25. And then I really love So Young Lee, and especially pandemic, and we got all stressed out. All young teenagers got more stressed out, but you know, they come in and out and little bit distance and practice, but they really appreciate. And today I really learned a lot of things from Soyoung and doctors, and she give a depression that explanation. And I understand, me too, I have the same situation, too much stress, but I really appreciate Soyoung, this new event. And next time I hope to see everybody and come to my place. I will cook for Korean dinner. So today whoever
You got the personal invitation, and
yes.
When she says that, don't
Yes.
think she's joking. She has a 4 storage
Yes.
building.
Yeah, so we
So
have
we are
like a
talking about you can be in distance and we can have a women's chat and Korean dinner.
yes, barbecue and because we have a terrace too, second floor. So I mean really cooking. I will cook for everybody and we're gonna have a barbecue. Okay?
Okay. And by the way, if anybody wants to see some of the of her students performing, we have a video on the Multicultural website. You can see it. It's a concert, and it involves professional singers and professional dancers, and some of her students they knocked it out of the park with their enthusiasm and their talent. So you can see that on the website.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, thank you. I want to see if Ila wants to say a few words. Arvind had to go to join the meeting, but Ila?
Hila is still unmuted. I mean, muted
Okay.
and video.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, she's back.
Hi, Ila.
Hi, I'll start my video.
Okay.
Okay. I'm so youngly, I'm in Florida.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I wish everybody happy Women's Day and keep up the good work, what you all are doing. It's very impressive to hear all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ila.
Thank
We don't want to leave anybody out because it's a very holistic and friendly atmosphere. And when I was joining, I said, how could I say women? I said W stands for wonderful, O stands for opportunity, M stands for to meet, E stands for extraordinary, and N stands for natural beauty. That's you. That's you. That's what I thought about this morning when I was thinking about joining. I want to recognize the artwork that when you first joined, there was a flyer that was work of Diane McCabe, one of our board members. And we knew we wanted to do something like this, but being in challenge times, I didn't know how it's gonna go. So we, Multicultural Council of New York board members, send a great thanks to my right-hand man for 34 years, Gustavo E. Segredo. He's an artist. He's an artist himself, and he has his own website. And during this challenging time, he's been managing and building our church website, and he's been continually supporting arts. So without right-hand man, I will not able to do this. And then I'm sure a lot of you agree. Yep. Behind the great women,
great men,
there are great men in silence and behind the And I wanted to say that my brother, I don't know, he left. My brother joined earlier. He had to go. And I recognize my son there. So since it's 7:15, we would like to do a few more raffles. And if anybody wants to say something, you can chat and then I will recognize you. So can we go back to?
I will do that, dear. There's two things. I'll take you there in 1 second. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Where are we? So that's the page you wanted, I assume.
Yes.
Cool.
So eco-friendly goods in minimalist zero waste packaging. And each time someone purchased his goods, they're planting a seed, planting trees in Brazil. And he's a natural ambassador of Vermont. And anybody wants to connect with this company, you let me know. And I would like to connect to Green and Experience Etsy with Farah as well as Dr. Julissa. And he already knows about both of you. And he said he will send you many sample products.
Okay. So let me go through the random number generator. 1 second. Okay, the next number is number 19, which is John Ha, who has not shown up.
No, he didn't show up.
Okay, next number. Number 14, Joshua John.
He was here.
He was there. I'm not sure if he's still hanging around.
Oh, no, he has a church meeting at 7.
Okay, well then we'll pray for him. And number 27, oh geez, this is we don't have enough here to really get random. Here's Val again.
When Val comes back, she will be receiving that package as a guest speaker.
Yes. Okay, 21, Joel Day, yay!
Yeah, Joelle, she got it.
Cool. You want me to pick one more?
Yes.
31, Young Chung.
Oh, he didn't join.
He didn't join. Oh, these people, silly. 25, Nikki was here at one point.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll recognize her.
Okay, great. Now, if you don't mind, as the man behind the curtain, I will say a couple of words. As you may have seen already, very many times, you will have seen. I'm quickly running to those pages. You saw here this graphic here of the Women's History Month and so on. Some of you may have actually spent the time to look at the ladies that are depicted there. And some of you may be scratching your head, who are these people? And some of you will be able to do 90% of it. As part of a token, as a parting gift, I'm going to be sending you a PDF of this. So you can then come back to us, or come back to me, and tell me who are the numbers. Okay? It's not too complicated, I hope. I'll give you an example. Number 16 here. Anybody know the answer? The person over here. I don't know if you can see my cursor.
Georgia O'Keeffe? Georgia O'Keeffe?
Georgia O'Keeffe, correct.
Okay.
What did Georgia do?
Oh, she was a painter.
Artist.
Artist, exactly. So anyway, I will include these things to all the people who attended, and I'll send it to you. In the meantime, since we're now towards the end, I will run the film credits. If you want to say anything before I run this, honey, so that...
No, if anybody else had a question, or you'd like to connect it to Dr. Julissa or Commissioner Thompson, you let me know as well. And, we can maybe have a follow-up. And then, as you know, Hannah Hong literally invited us. If you are interested and you're not in California, if you're not in...
I'm coming.
Farah, next time you come, you have to let me know, because my mother's kimchi is amazing. My mother's kimchi is amazing. Queens Public Library wants me to do kimchi dishes May 8th. So I'm doing that. And I have an upcoming concert. Queens Public Library is celebrating Immigrants Month, April. So I have a concert coming up. And said thank you for this wonderful event to So Young and all of you to be part of, to celebrate women's history. She and I got connected because she's the one who's doing programs for Main Street and the Kissena Boulevard, one of the largest libraries in Flushing, and also that area and the Queens Public Library. So she and I've been doing programs together. So I didn't want to leave her out. Well, I left someone out. Zilika Leslie Peters, would you like to say something? Leslie? Hello?
Okay, I made the requests. She'll start the video later.
Hello.
I am very pleased to be here, so I would like to definitely follow everyone up I'm hearing about. I definitely am excited and encouraged by all the people in this event. I'm definitely encouraged. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Leslie.
Okay, I'm going to finish it up now. You're going, the first piece of artwork that you'll see was the one that was created by Diane McCabe, an artist, and it's based upon Botticelli's Venus Rising. This is a different kind of Venus. You may describe her as on fire, but it's up to you. So here we go. And with that, when it finishes, we say good night.
Thank you, So Young and Gus.
Good night.
Pleasure.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Good night.
Here's a credit.
And there's a lot of credits. So Farah, whenever you want to do your virtual conference, let me know. I charge very small amounts of money.
I will, Gus. I miss you and So Young so much.
When is the conference, Farah?
September 25th. I will share the details with So Young and she'll share with everyone.
Good.
You're welcome.
All right, folks. Thank you very much.
Thank
Have
you.
a lovely evening.
Everyone.
Thank you to all our speakers. God bless you all.